As many of you know, I'm quite the high advocate for speedroids. We seem to be stuck in this format for a good while due to the bandless hiatus, so it's probably a good time to look into it. I know that the whole four of you that appreciate a good Terror Top have been waiting for this. So without further ado, I present to you my mini-meta metaphor on speed...
No! Fuck that!
Wait, what?
April Fools, bitch! You already know what we're doing!
Wait, I've wanted to make this since we got the support in November!
Nope, shut up, get the fuck out!
Wait, no! No!
My name is Toontown, and this is my mini-meta metaphor for prank kids!
You just got pranked, bro! Yo! Pranked, baby!
Happy April Fools, everyone! I'm sure you're spending your day pranking your friends with gags, gifts, and winning games in time, so I'd like to show you the best deck for going into time. Because seriously, no prank is sweeter than seeing your opponent's tear-ridden face after losing game 2 because you gained 3,000 life advantage before your opponent can even attack. Prank kids are a fusion and link-based deck that centers around nuking your opponent's monsters or back row depending on which one is easier to go into. Nukes are some of the best ways to set up your board due to clearing out the resources your opponent needs in one simple action. Also, it goes like... Your deck begins with your 4 starters, Fansies, Dropsies, Lamsies, and Roxies. All of them have an effect that summons another Pranker from the deck when you fusion or link summon a Prankins monster. Where they differ is the effects that you gain whenever they resolve. Fancy sets up the graveyard for later recovery, is searchable through 1-for-1, and is worth pointing out that it's the Thunder type. This makes it searchable through Thunder Dragon Fusion, and reminds us of whenever we had Colossus unbanned. Dropsies gains you 1,000 life points, being the first half of the Time of the Round duo. As a level 2 Aqua type monster, it can also let you go into Totally Awesome with the correct setup, but don't expect to go into it too often. Lamsies is the other half of the Brain Cell Destroyer twins, burning your opponent for 500. It's considered to be the least versatile out of the bunch, further cementing that fire is the worst attribute of the game. Roxies banishes a card in hand for a draw and is a level 4 rock type monster, if that wasn't obvious enough. This allowed the deck to be splashed without Emancipators for one of the most fun decks since Speedroids.
You mentioned speedroids!
Shut the fuck up, that's not the video, don't make me get the belt! That's where the main deck monsters end, but if you think that there aren't any other ways to get to them, don't worry, we have a few. Prankit's Place is a field spell that searches a Prankit upon activation. It also has an attack point manipulation effect based on what extra summon you did. Fusions boost your own attack and links nerf your opponent. This is good for chain blocking and bluffing the opponent, which this deck is the best stat. Oh, you think that you cut me off from my resources? I had a starter in my hand anyways, bitch! Goodbye, Ash Blossom! Prankit's Pranks is a continuous spell that nets you a token for discarding a Prankit's card. During the end phase, it recycles your grave and nets you a draw in the process. You won't use the first effect as often due to using up dead resources, which hopefully won't happen. However, this deck is a glass cannon, so the recyclability of this card is quite important. I'm not exactly sure what the prank is that is going on in this art. I can only surmise that their mere presence is enough to give those construction workers an aneurysm. As far as other spell and trap support goes, Prankit's Pandemonium is their archetypal fusion spell that fuses during either player's turn, but locks you into Prankits for the turn. Pretty self-explanatory, and this card does its job well. Fusing into your main boss monster during your opponent's turn dodges destruction and nets you free resources during the opponent's turn. Prankit's Plan is a trap card that link summons during either player's turn, but it's slightly worse than the fusion spell due to requiring the monster to be on the field, so nobody really runs this one. Graveyard Effect recycles as many resources as possible for a stat manipulation effect that activates during the damage step though. Anything that happens during the damage step is quite funny to me, so one copy wouldn't hurt.
That's a really good one.
The real stars of the show are the extra deck monsters, one of them currently on the limited list. Prankit's Meow Meow Mew is a link one that can banish itself instead of tributing one of your Prankit's monsters for their effects. It isn't blatantly obvious why it's limited aside from making your main deck into 1-card starters, but it's mainly limited due to consistency issues. At 3 copies, your deck was the most consistent nuking engine in the game, so Konami ordered a ceasefire to ban Meow Meow. Prankits, being the little shits that they are, changed it to the last moment to limit the cat, and Konami never bothered to change it. Prankits Dodo, 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 and Dog are link 2s for the archetype, each having their own tribute effect on different turns to recur resources from the graveyard. Individual effects divert into a spell trap search with the bird, and protection from card effects with the dog. Both of these are crucial pieces in the main combo, so these are a mandatory inclusion. They're also torturing the dog for like no reason, like he's trying to get a rest, give him some space.
I just want to sleep, oh yeah!
Prankit's Rip, Roar, and Roaster is a link 4 that nukes the opponent's back row as a quick effect for a tribute. If, by chance, he's sent to the graveyard to the opponent, you can special summon a non-link Prankit from the grave. He's fine, as funny as a back row nuke is, that's very format dependent. I like him, but my opinions are weird. Imagine me having weird opinions. Anyways, Rocket Ride and Weather Washer are their first fusion monsters that can both summon Prankins monsters from the graves on the respective turns. Rocket Ride can attack directly the turn that is summoned, but its attack is halved and Weather Washer protects your Prankins monsters from battle. Second verse, same as the first. You'll need these things. Well, mostly Rocket Ride. Weather Washer is niche, but still a required part of the extra deck sometimes. He's good for stall moments and can come in clutch at the right moments. Finally, the Board Wipe himself makes his grand entrance. Wait, where is he? You're supposed to show up at Holy shit! Battle Butler is the walking Raigeki that this deck normally ends on. He also ends on a non-fusion Pranked whenever the opponent sends him to the grave. This boss monster is unique in this meta due to how funny nukes are in the game right now. Quite easy to get to him as well, seeing that your entire combo line is chain blocked. This is the peak of the deck, and I'm quite fine at staying that way. One of Pranked's many standout qualities is how versatile it can be. Common decks splashed with it over the years have been Adamantipator, Adventure, and Thunder Dragon, the latter no longer being playable. The engine itself is quite small, so this makes for lots of room to experiment. I've even thought of splashing Eldritch in there, but that's a can of worms I'd rather not open.
Why you bullying me?
Skill drain. Anyways, here's the deck list I've been running for the current format since Adventure is just busted right now. I don't know anything about optimal, but how optimal can you be if you're carried on the back of a giant griffin? My name is Tonrup, and this has been my mini-meta metaphor for Prank. Goodbye.